So ever wonder what the autism meaning is? In this video I'm discussing all of that and we're starting now. Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie world. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on this type of content. So if you're new around here and you'd like to learn more about that subject, remember to hit the subscribe button by clicking that notification bell down below. And if you're watching on Facebook, be sure to give this page a like and a follow to see more videos just like this one every single week. And if you're watching on Instagram TV, be sure to follow this page to see more autism content daily from me. You got it. Guys, welcome back to the Aspie world where we think differently daily. What is going on, my different thinker fam? Just like I start every video off, I want to offer you my book for free. So if you want to download my Autism Life Hacks PDF book, you can do so at autismhacks.net, and the links will be around here where I can embed links as well. But if you're watching on Instagram, always hop over to my bio, the link's always there. Right guys, let's get started. I wanted to do a video. This is more like a shorter video. I think I'm just gonna grab some water, guys. This is more like a shorter video than I normally do. I wanted to just do a video on the autism meaning, because we hear the term, we hear the words, autism, yeah, okay, I get it. But then we never really take the time to go, okay, well, what does autism mean? Like, what is the meaning? And I just thought I'd go over a little bit about what autism is. And so anybody who's watching this for research purposes, this may be absolutely perfect for you guys. But anybody who's watching this because you watch every video I put up, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for supporting me. You're the real MVP. So, what is the meaning of autism, right? Or what is autism? What is the autism meaning? So, we should really start at the beginning, right? So, autism is a neurodevelopmental condition that impacts the lives of people who are impacted by a condition. It's characterized by the inability to fully function in a social environment through communication and sensory triggered issues. So it's kind of like there's a triad of impairment, which is social issues, communication issues, and living in with functions of executive functions, living in a reality of functions, executive functions. So it impacts a lot of areas of the world because it's neurological. It impacts your ability to communicate with the world around you. Basically, that's the premise of it, right? And autism currently impacts the lives of 1 in 100 people here in the United Kingdom, and even more so 1 in 60 people in the United States, which is quite a high number, and it seems to actually be on the rise. There's probably a lot more people, but just who are undiagnosed for one reason or another. But the interesting thing about autism is, like I said at the beginning, it's a neurological developmental condition. It's not a mental health disorder, because people think that autism is a mental health disorder when actually it's neurological. Even though it is taken care of by mental health teams, it's not mental health, it's neurological, which is fascinating, which also means that there's no cure for autism and we don't know the cause of it, which is also fascinating. So moving on from that, autism comes from a Greek word. So the word autism comes from a Greek word called autos, which is basically alone, or the self, or alone, basically the word. And autistic people that seem to be by themselves a lot, so neurotypical people, or people who are not autistic, seem to be quite social. They'll gravitate towards social groups and stuff. But people who are on the autism spectrum will gravitate to being on their own, which is that self aloneness, and which is again the auto for autism. But the name actually used to be called early infantile autism and Kenner autism, because back in the 1940s, which is when the condition was actually started to be studied. So it wasn't actually until 1940s the condition wasn't actually studied properly, and it was Leo Kanner and Hans Asperger who started studying this. But it wasn't until the late 80s, early 90s they actually started using it as a diagnostic criteria for people with these kind of impairments in their life. Now, this is all really fascinating, and the two main players, like I said, in this was Leo Kanner and Hans Asperger. Now, Leo Kanner dubbed the term early infantile autism, but then obviously they had to drop the early infantile because they realized that autism was like this lifelong thing that impacts everybody, so it couldn't just be for children. And then so it's lifelong, and then it became autism. But then it also was nicknamed Kanner syndrome, and also in the 80s and 90s, after Hans Asperger passed away, we saw his body of research then used as diagnostic criteria and then called people in that bracket Asperger syndrome, which is very, very interesting. I found it just absolutely fascinating. So that is typically the kind of the meaning behind autism and the kind of where it came from. Now, if you think that you have anything to add that would help this video, in the comment section down below to help the community, pop it down there. I read every single comment. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it if you think that would help, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.